What's going on, everybody? Dustin back again with Hook and Needle. I just wanted to make a quick video today and go over a couple things about networking the Humminbird unit. So this boat has the Helix 12 up on the bow, and I have the Minn Kota Ultrex, which they're connected. So I went to go get a new unit for the dash. Now, when I went to go get this unit, I wanted them obviously to be able to communicate. If I'm going to spend that much money, I want them to be able to talk to each other. So in talking to the salesman, I decided I wanted another Helix up on the dash to talk to the one that's on the bow here. And I had to get one with the letter N at the end of the name, so that it would network, it would communicate with the Ethernet cable. And that brings me to the point of the video. Now, being told, pick out any unit with the N at the end and they just network through an Ethernet cable, that was that. I thought, easy enough, no problem, I can make that happen. So I went ahead and picked up the Helix 7 to put on the dash. I was also told that that mount would work for a dash mount. It does not. That mount on the dash brings the screen of the unit about 1/10 of an inch to my hand on the steering wheel. So I went ahead with a ram mount after I cleaned up the hole from where the old Lowrance smaller unit was. So back to my point, networking them is not that simple, and I'll tell you what I had to do. So first things first, whenever you're going to network Humminbird units, you need to get a accessory cable. Now the accessory cables are about $60 a piece. I had no idea. You know, you could say I needed to do some more research, but I just took it on the word of someone who knows more than me, who made it sound very simple, but it gets even deeper than that. So it starts out with cables that are $60 a piece, okay? And then also you have to buy what is an Ethernet dongle. It's basically an adapter for the end of each cable. They do not connect to the unit, just the cable alone. Each one of these is $30. You need one for each end. So that's $60. So now you have a $120 cable to connect the two. And you know, that's fine. I went ahead, I got the cables, I ordered the cables online and got everything in. And I started taking everything apart, and when I took this unit off, I noticed that the Ethernet port was already used. So when I got into the unit, traced the cable back, it went to the Ultrex. Now the Ultrex communicates with this unit and the GPS, and this unit can drive the Ultrex based on GPS coordinates and also contour lines, other things like that. So that was obviously a problem. I could not connect this unit to that unit because the port was already taken up. In my head, okay, no problem, I will just get a splitter. I go online, I do my research. Wouldn't you know, there isn't a splitter. And here comes another bill. You have to get a 5-port Ethernet switch. There isn't a 2, there isn't a 3, there isn't a 4, there's just a 5. You can connect up to 5 units, which is really cool if you have 2 units up here, 2 units back there, running the trolling motor. All 5 of them can go into this. Now, again, this is my fault for not doing the right amount of research and, you know, knowing a little bit less than I knew the day before, but now I do know. Now I know a lot about all of this, and I installed all this myself. It wasn't easy, but it was a cool project, and I'm glad I got to get in there and get it done. So that leads me to the 5-port Ethernet switch. Now this is powered, it needs to go to a positive and negative, and also, like I said, you can connect up to 5 units. I have 3. I have this one connected in port 1, I have that one connected in port 2, and I have the Ultrex connected in port 3. And after I hooked it up and turned everything on, fired it up, everything connected. But this piece right here, just to make everything connect, was $275. Now this video I'm making here isn't to deter anyone from this, but it's for people like me who don't know a whole lot about electronics, who are just getting into really understanding electronics. I mean, I feel like everything's moving really fast. I've used fish finders in the past, other boats. Everything was so simple, especially compared to what these things can do now. Now we have them fully connected all the way through the boat, and they do things that we've never had before. I'm not saying that if I knew the cost up front of all of these accessories to make this actually network and make this work, that I wouldn't have bought it, because this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted them to communicate, I wanted my waypoints in both places, and I wanted mega side imaging on the dash so I can mark structure from my seat and not just run them with a trolling motor. Because if you have side imaging and you know how that works, if you have side imaging on a trolling motor, as you're cruising around and moving, that doesn't work. At the end of the day, am I happy with my purchase? Yes, absolutely. I love the Humminbird package. It talks to the Minn Kota Ultrex. Everything networks, and I can't wait to get it back out on the water and run it. But everything is working, everything is connecting, they're sharing waypoints, this is able to communicate, everything's been ran through, and it all works great. So this video just serves its purpose as how I have my boat set up, and also what you're looking at in reality of connecting all this. And also on top of that, you know, if you're gonna connect these units, it was really not easy to run all the wiring for this. And if you're not mechanically inclined, I wouldn't suggest trying it. Me and my buddy did it, we knocked it out. It wasn't easy, it took a whole day, but it's done now. If you're gonna pay somebody to do it, to do the install, that's another added cost that you might not be thinking about right off the bat either. So definitely, if you're gonna get into networking units and you're just starting out with all this, make sure you ask a lot of questions and ask the right questions. I got kind of sidelined and wasn't sure about all of this, and I had to kind of figure it out on my own. Like I said, I'm glad I did, but I really wish I knew a little bit more going into it. And that's it. I got some really cool projects coming up. I can't really get out right now. Everything's pretty much frozen. We caught some trout the other day. That was fun, but I'm ready to get out there this spring. I'm ready for this thaw to come, hopefully within the next month or so. We'll see. But for now, I'm painting up some lures, getting ready for next year, having fun with that, mixing the art with the fishing. And I'm going to bring you some cool videos of how I like to paint some lures. I've been really enjoying doing that, and I have a whole setup I'm going to show you guys most likely on the next video. But like I said, it's winter time, and when winter time hits, it's not fish, fish, fish. It's 50 different projects all happening at one time. So I'll catch you on the next one.